Mount Efrain, a place that gives life. Minnesota is one of the 50 states that make up the United States. Its population is more than 5 million people and descends primarily from immigrants from Western Europe. The main ethnic minorities are African Americans, Asians, Hispanics, Native Americans, descendants from the original inhabitants, and the recent Somali immigrant communities. St. Paul and Minneapolis are known as the Twin Cities. Being the most populated cities in the state, it is estimated that the population of immigrants of different ethnic groups is more than 200,000 inhabitants and growing. Mount Sinai Church is located in the heart of the movement of the immigrants of the city of Minneapolis, where different ethnic cultures and beliefs meet, but where also addiction problems, alcoholism, prostitution, and many other serious problems abound, things that are keeping many people living without peace, joy, and hope.
We started 22 years ago in a very small place in South Minneapolis with a couple of families where we met to worship God and to study His Word. 8 months later, we moved into the South Minneapolis area, becoming an inner city church. It was there with many dysfunctional families with serious crises began to arrive. Many fatherless and a lot of parents submerged in drugs and alcohol. We helped a lot of homeless people through our rehabilitation program. People that were back into society, and many of them are part of our leadership today in this church.
Slowly and with great effort, we began to see the fruits of our hard work, and the church began to grow from being just a church of 50 members to a church of nearly 500, having in the congregation people of diverse countries, cultures, and many ethnic groups.
7 years ago, we seen the great need of helping people to change their lives, and we designed a retreat plan where we call 3 Days of Power, which consists in bringing people out of the inner city to a weekend through classes and workshops, helping them to become freedom from addiction and problems in their lives. This is the beginning of a process that leads them to become better parents, better spouses, putting them back in their respective communities to become a better citizen in a positive way.
My father is from Red Lake, Minnesota. It's a Native American reservation, and my mother's from South Dakota, Pine Ridge Reservation, so I'm Native American also. When I first came to Mount Sinai, it was 4 years ago. I went with my brother and his friend because he said that he went on the 3 Days of Power and it changed his life. At that time, I was living a different kind of life. He eventually stopped going. Me, I was living pretty crazy. I was a homeless alcoholic addict for 2 years. I eventually sobered up because I went to treatment in juvenile detention center. But after I sobered up, I still felt empty and hopeless and depressed. And then at that moment, I came to church, and my friend said, "Come to the retreat," and I went because he paid for me. And then everyone changed. Everyone felt the Holy Spirit. They felt great. Me, I didn't. It wasn't until I went alone in my room and started worshiping God and praying to Him alone in my room that my life was changed. I now attend Minneapolis Community Technical College. I graduated high school after that, and I work full-time now, and I'm surrounded by these beautiful people at Mount Sinai. My life is saved, thanks to God.
Before I went to my retreat, 3 Days of Power, I remember being a very angry person. I had a lot of resentment in my heart, a lot of unforgiveness. I started to look for different ways to fill voids inside of me, like drugs, and I used to smoke a lot. And during my retreat, 3 Days of Power, I remember that I felt God's love for the very first time, like never before. I was able to experience something that was so unique and so amazing. and I was transformed. I was able to let go of a lot of things. I was able to stop smoking, and I was freed from a lot of unforgiveness and resentment in my heart. And now I feel like I can serve God to my full potential, and I am able to serve Him in my purpose, and I have a way of living now that I didn't have before. So now I'm just using everything He has given me for His glory, and I'm trying to give back what He has given me in these past 4 years.
Already more than 1,000 people, children, youth, and adults in these last 7 years have experienced this retreat, obtaining a positive transformation in their lives, and today being agents of change in their own communities.
Today we rent a place where these activities take place, but some time ago we embraced the possibility of having our own building. So we called them Project Mount Efrain, which consists in a complete and designed, equipped place where these kind of retreats will take place. Our project also includes a construction of a house next to the retreat center that will allow us to accommodate and help families who are going through grieving process due to the loss of a loved one. We've been praying for months that God will make this dream a reality.
Mount Efrain is located in Grantsburg, Wisconsin, in the land of 5 acres, which is now being acquired and bought by the congregation. They have now closely worked in every detail of the design and building this project, and estimate the total cost of this project to be about $2.3 million.
We as a church have already invested and raised $185,000 for this project. These funds are provided by our congregation to voluntary offerings and various activities. We firmly believe that this project was born in God's heart and will be a transform and bless many lives. So today, we're not only praying, but we are working hard, seeing the fulfillment of this dream to come true.
Today, Mount Sinai seeks for generous givers, and they want you to be one of them. Mount Sinai knows that your life will be blessed and trusts that every contribution you give will be an investment in helping people change their lives through God.
I know that Mount Efrain will change and save many lives.
And I believe that the project for Mount Ephraim is going to be a reality.
We firmly believe that this project was born in God's heart.
You are part of this project.